obstacle courses. They'll be fighting each other. And most worrying of all, they'll be going head-to-head with pure, indestructible evil. The House Robots.
Shunt. Introducing Shunt, a power-packed robot capable of pulling a Land Rover and cleaving all opponents in two with that sharpened steel axe. Matilda. Prehistoric Matilda's next up, with hydraulic tusks and a truly lethal chainsaw tail running at over 3,000 revs per minute. Sergeant Bash. Keeping order, Sergeant Bash, featuring a savage circular saw and a flamethrower, certain to leave all opponents hot under the collar. Dead Metal. And Dead Metal with the pneumatic pincers and a steel cutting arm. I'm your commentator, Jonathan Pierce, and these are the House Robots.
Will take on the mechanical might of the House Robots.
Who can forget the ferocity of Shunt, capable of cleaving all opponents in two with the deadliest of axes? Matriarchal Matilda returning with improved titanium tusks and a reinforced chainsaw tail. Dead Metal holding on to his sinister reputation with those pneumatic pincers and a ferocious circular saw. The Sergeant belching out fiery damnation. The House Robots are back, and this time it's personal.
Catch your breath. There's one more. The biggest, baddest, butchest of them all. Ladies and gentlemen, bow down to the mechanical might of Sir Killalot.
Awesome, majestic, with a deadly claw capable of cutting through solid steel, Sir Killalot thrives on wanton destruction.
Now, you might think Sir Killalot's giving it all of that. You might think he's all mouth and no trousers. But look what he can do. Lump of metal, robotic arm. Awesome power personified. Now, over the last 6 months, garages and workshops have been clattering to the sound of roboteers constructing their machines. They're making some final last-minute adjustments, and as ever, Philip is with them in the pit.
Of course, these roboteers won't just face each other. They'll face the mechanical might of the House Robots.
The sparks are gonna fly when Dead Metal enters the arena, armed with hydraulically driven pincers and a petrol-driven 3,000 revs per minute saw. Sergeant Bash is back with new weaponry, hydraulic pincers at the front, and that ferocious flamethrower mounted on a 360-degree turret. This war machine's certain to leave all opponents hot under the collar. Shunt, a power-packed robot capable of dragging a fully loaded Land Rover with its hydraulic lift and the ability to cleave all opponents in two with a pneumatically driven diamond edge axe which strikes with over 500 kilograms of pressure per square centimetre. Entering our theatre of war, the matriarch of mayhem, Matilda, with tusks of steel and a chainsaw tail capable of piercing the toughest armour plating and destroying all opponents.
No wars would be complete without the ultimate killing machine, back with better weapons, the big daddy of them all, the mighty Sir Killalot. Imagine finding him in your laundry basket. Yes, each week 6 brand new robots will go head to head in the most vicious knockout competition ever. You wanted destruction? Well, we've got a skip load. And as ever, not only will they be up against each other, they'll also be facing the ultimate mechanical menace, the House Robots.
A sturdy 112 kilos, Dead Metal has a 3,000 RPM circular saw and pneumatic pincers now increased in power. Quick at 5.4 meters per second and now improved with a stronger exoskeleton. When the sparks fly, robots usually die. Lightweight at 105 kilos, but heavyweight when it comes to havoc, and no opponent can get off lightly at the end of a deadly diamond edge axe blow with a force of over 500 kilos per square centimetre. A brawny bulldozer who's never caught napping. Waltzing Matilda. Waltzing so the Aussie Sheila can dance a bit, but does she have a chainsaw tail turning at over 3,000 RPM and hydraulic tusks operated by super pneumatic power? Our Tildy dances the cha-cha-ta-ta. Flame-filled miniaturistic masher who can warm the throttles of any robot's heart, weighing in at a mighty 120 kilos and complex in the barracks with masses of circuitry. But on the parade ground, you better be at attention! Is Sir Killalot the scariest robot on Earth? A massive 280 kilos with a stomach-churning drill and fearsome hydraulic claw to slice through armour plating and bisect opposition axles. The only message you'll get from this Knight of the Realm is good night.
here to keep the house robots in line is a new addition to the pack. Here's Refbot. He'll be breaking up the fights, reining in the house robots, and bringing order to the chaos of the war zone. Now, not surprisingly, we've seen a record number of entries for Robot Wars. And joining our competitors in the pits, yes, she's back again. Here's Philippa. And this time, she's brought along a friend. Well, not only is Chaos 2 back to flip some of these new boys into shape, but so is the ultimate mechanical menace, the house robots.
A nightmarish identity parade of our 5 mean, menacing motorised mayhem makers watched over by the Refbot. This is no waltzing Matilda, but if Matilda dances with you, it's a dance of death. Her tusks can rip and pneumatically flip. It's a breeze for Tildy. Her spinning rear flywheel is 27 kilos in weight. The matriarch of mayhem, the mistress of mischief, Matilda. Dead metal is what you'll become. Torn, twisted robo-remnants if you get caught by the pneumatic pincers or trashed by the 3,000 RPM circular saw. Shunt is the lightest of our house robots at 105 kilos, but quick and manoeuvrable. It can bulldoze, or with the fearsome axe, Shunt will blunt the brightest of hopes. Sergeant Bash is on parade with its long-range flamethrower and a punishing pair of pincers. A machine of war, it obeys no law. And finally, Sir Killalot, our master of disaster. 200 kilos of gloom and doom, the lance to chew, the hydraulic claw to cut through, a nip and tuck, and you're out of luck. The 5 riders of the robotic storm, take them on at your peril.
But before we do battle, they're back to put the fear up any roboteer. It's the awesome, the almighty, it's the house robots!
Craig, we all know Dead Metal, Bash, Sir Killalot, Matilda and Shunt, and now our house robots are joined by 2 new machines more fearsome than anything we've ever seen before. Of course, Matilda's back with her hydraulic tusks and fearsome flywheel. Dead Metal returns with a serrated saw and clutching claws to slice and dice. Sergeant Bash with the jutting jaw and fearsome flamethrower. Shunt will bully and bulldoze and leave even the best facing the axe from the 6 walls. And Sir Killalot can crush with mighty menace, twist, twirl and torment even the Refbot's watchful eye.
They are the kings of carnage. And for years, no robot has proved mighty enough or mean enough to join their ranks. Until now. Because we found a robot who is quite simply colossal, with evil running through his metal veins. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with his bulldog growler, meet the deadly Mr. Psycho!
Mr. Psycho weighs over 600 kilos, a staggering 12 batteries power 36-volt Lynch motors. Growler's drive works on a skid steer system very fast. Mr. Psycho's huge hydraulic grab can crush at a force of 3 tons. The 30-kilo club travels at over 60 miles an hour. And his watchdog Growler's jaws can also crush with a pressure of 4 tons. One man and his dog, Robot War's most powerful, punishing pair ever.